the Sci-Fi Invasion. I'm your host, Joey Hollywood, and I'm trying to get through all 50 movies in this 50 movie box set from Mill Creek in under 50 weeks. Or in 50 weeks. The movie I watched today was Phantom from Space. I was really excited about this one. Basically from the title alone, this box set has a really good habit of pairing movies with similar themes, which is more than I can say for the last box set I covered. And it's both a pro and a con because recently I did all those Hercules movies, and I hate Hercules movies. So it was just miserable for 4 movies in a row. But you have like little gems like, oh look, there's 2 movies about Venus. Oh look, there's 2 movies about something from space. So there's a little bit of connected tissue here. This movie is of a higher caliber than a lot of these. It seems a lot more professional. It's still a B movie, but it's got a little bit more going for it. I think it's probably on par with Killers from Space, maybe even better. At least the alien doesn't look as bad. But yeah, let me get into the plot of this one. There is this one involves an invisible alien, which when I realized that was going to be the main focus of this movie, I was a little worried. I was like, okay, so they don't have the budget for, you know, a cool monster costume, so they're just gonna be like, oh, he's invisible. You know, there's other movies that do it well. Like I really like The Forbidden Planet, but I've always disliked the fact that the creature in that movie was invisible. It's a great movie, but it's something that kind of bothers me. But this movie, I think it works a little better than Forbidden Planet. With that, it felt like a restraint, but I don't believe it was. This, it might have been a restraint, but it didn't feel like a restraint, if that makes any sense. Initially, the alien creature looks like a guy wearing like an old-fashioned scuba costume, like one of the ghosts from Scooby-Doo, you know, the guy, the green one with the helmet. He kind of looks like that, and he's going around and seemingly accidentally killing people, I think is what we're supposed to gather from it. But I think what I like the most about it is the fact that our characters spend a lot of time trying to communicate with the alien. I really like science fiction stories about communication. You know, I think like the one everyone points to is the Next Generation episode of Star Trek. They find an alien race that speaks exclusively in metaphors and similes and idioms. And how do you communicate with a species that speaks like that when you lack the context of their culture to get those metaphors? You know, I like that kind of thing. It doesn't really work here in the same way. Like that's great. This is okay, but the creature tries to communicate through Morse code, and he's slowly dying. And they can only really see him through ultraviolet light, so they will shine like lights on him, and you can get little glimpses of him, and he looks fine. He looks like he's wearing a onesie with like a little rubber head. Your typical, you know, B-movie sci-fi alien, and he looks great. I like it. It's a little slow. That's the one negative I'll give this movie. It's a little slow, but if you're watching with friends, that might not be an issue. And of course you get a good look at the alien at the very end of the movie because, of course, when the alien inevitably dies, he turns visible, as like all these movies do. Like every time a werewolf dies in a movie, oh, he turned into a human at the end. You know, stuff like that. It's very that's the kind of movie this is. And it was fun. I think it would have been more fun with friends. It definitely would have benefited from a riff track. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I wish there was a little bit more meat on the bone. It did feel a little stretched out, but nothing terrible. And yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say on this particular movie. I liked it for what it was. Not the best, not the worst. But I hope you get something out of it. Hope you got something out of this video. And I'll see you next time. Remember, please be kind and rewind.